Yet again, I said we cannot forsake the place of spiritual covering. Oh, hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Antoinette Oguma. I film on faith, lifestyle, and medical school all the way from the Philippines. I also make videos on Christian movie reviews. There's something I always like to say. It is the fact that if you want to go for entertainment, go for Korean movies. If you want to learn lessons, then come for Christian movies. And so with that, I bring you to Lessons with Antoinette. Okay, so you're welcome to episode 5 review of Abattoir. Anyway, so yeah, the first thing I have on this place is the fact that we cannot forsake the place of spiritual covering. Martens, I don't know, to me it felt like Martens was, you know, he was being very playful. I would call it playful. He was being very playful with his destiny, because I mean, this is somebody that covers you spiritually, and you not go and say because somebody said something. Because to be honest, they collected money, and so what? And you know, Bagbero's wife said it at the ending that so you collected money from the inspector to take care of him, and so what? The thing they did for him was more than 30,000. Okay, it's even vexing me safe.
My spirit is restless. I need to see Martens. Then let's call him again. You know, we have called him several times, but he won't pick our calls. Then let him be. He is our son.
A boy who has no value for his father cannot be called a son. We took money for his welfare. So what? Whose fault is it? Daddy, why is Martens making it look as if we took a bribe?
So he now got angry because Babagbero collected 30,000 to take care of him, and Babagbero tried to explain to him that, see, I rejected this money, but he kept on insisting that I take it. So Martens really had no point to get angry. I feel like he just allowed the devil to put in a wedge between the both of them. He just allowed the devil to put in a wedge between them, because Martens was close-minded in that discussion. He did not want, no matter what Babagbero had said, I said it in episode 4, that no matter what Babagbero had said, Martens would not have listened, because his mind was already blocked by the devil. No matter what Babagbero had said, it was now a situation of pray for God to open his heart. That was it. So yeah, the next thing that I have here is the fact that Martens was seeing things in a physical perspective. Now, there's something that I learned from my spiritual father, and it's the fact that when the devil wants to, when the devil wants to make somebody useless. Sorry, hold on. When the devil wants to make someone useless, he will isolate them from the people that matter in his life, from their lives. When the devil wants to do something to, you know, make your life anyhow, he would isolate you from your friends that would help you, from people that will help you. Let me just put it like that. So what I saw here was the fact that they probably knew that Babagbero was the one that was helping him, so they wanted to drive in a wedge between Babagbero and him, so that Babagbero will leave him because he's a spiritual covering. So Babagbero will leave him, will not be able to pray for him, will not know what's going on and all those kind of things, so that they'll be able to make his life useless and come bring him back home to take position of whether grandmaster, be what, be a secret order of the seer, be secret seer of the order. I don't know, because no. In retrospect, now talking about seeing him from physical perspective, there are things that happen that you cannot just afford to, you know, look at it from the lens of what is happening physically. He should know that his father is not an ordinary person, so it's a spiritual warfare. Anyway, that's there for Martens to unravel his mystery. So yeah, let's just go to the funny part of this movie. Flora the prostitute. Please, what is happening? As I said, Flora the prostitute, I remember rehab the harlot. But anyway, yeah, Flora the harlot. I don't understand that girl, please.
Anyways, our services are as follows. They do 1 hour for 10k, 2 hours for 20k, 3 hours for 30k,
4 hours 40k, 5 hours 50k, and 6 hours 60k, right?
Overnight now 100k.
Flora, you're expensive, you know.
Enjoyment is expensive because we give maximum enjoyment and satisfaction.
Flora, you're a prostitute.
I be entrepreneur.
Into what? Do you even know the meaning of the word?
Our motto now, once bitten, twice shy.
I sent a picture to your phone. Please check the picture. That is my target. His name is Martens Torosoya.
Wait till consign your target. Here's my business card. Take it.
Hey, Flora. Like, how much do you make in a month?
It is none of your business.
No, I just want to know.
God will bless the work of our hands.
Can we just agree that the character called Flora does not have sense? Because she did Jesus in her life. The part where Flora said, because Flora is actually the prostitute that was supposed to be the instrument of destruction to Martin's life. So this Flora character is actually a character that I find funny. I feel like she's one that brought humor into this episode. She and Inspector Gbade was actually a funny character from like the part where, from the episode 1 where Martin's dad actually it's episode 1 or episode 2 now, where Martin's dad actually wanted to give him up to Baba Gbero. From that conversation was actually where Inspector Gbade actually started being funny. So yeah, another thing that was funny about Flora was the fact that she used to pronounce I don't know, I was hearing her pronunciation of target as target, and I found that funny. Flora actually has business card. Like she said, she's a prostitute, she's an entrepreneur that has a business card, and a business card is a business card sized paper with a phone number. And her motivation is the fact that she offers entertainment and something. I'll put it on the screen, all these things, because I can't deal with that character called Flora.
How about the tests and exams? Bros, which kind of level be that one now?
Okay, let me ask you an important question. What's your motivation? You know, what drives you? What's your goal?
You want to know what my motivation is? We give maximum enjoyment and satisfaction.
Thunder fire mouth there. Ordinary read and pass exam is a problem for you. You are doing one stupid enjoyment, one stupid for satisfaction. Are you okay at all?
Oga, beg, leave that side. Now because you never taste me before.
I forbid it in Jesus' name. I will never taste poison in my life in Jesus' name. Your job is simple. Go in there, mingle with the students and eat your target. That's all.
Oga, don't forget how to dey read though.
Are you an illiterate?
Why you dey ask that kind of question?
Because if you're an illiterate, there is obviously a wrong casting.
I go school, but you don't pay where I graduate. I don't old, bros.
Stop giving yourself unnecessary accolades. You're not that old. How old are you?
You just they look me like this, so you and I we are not different in age.
Are you mad?
What?
You sabi my age?
You sabi my age too?
Get out of my car. Get out of my
Bros, I beg, no they push me. Which kind of thing be that? I know my value.
What's your value?
I they do 10k for 1 hour. My mates they collect 5k, but me I they collect 10k. You know why?
Why?
Because we give maximum satisfaction and enjoyment.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Wrong casting. Okay. I'm sorry.
One of the things that I saw in Flora is the fact that she actually does not allow you to talk her down. That's one thing. And I'm not saying that because she's a person doesn't mean that there's nothing to learn from her. One of the things that I saw there is the fact that she was able to stand up for herself. That's one. Like, you cannot just override her. And I know that people will say it's common with people that are, of those kind of jobs. I know. And Inspector Gbade asked her about her value. She knows her value, that her value is 10,000, while other girls are taking 5k and all those things. Now, if it was a legal business, if it was not prostitution, if it was that, okay, she actually offers a service, maybe, like she actually offers a legal service. I mean, I don't know another word to use now. If she actually offers a legal service and she said, I know my value is 10,000 and not 5,000, there's a lot to actually learn from her. Is the fact that she will not let you, undermine her because you think you have everything in the world. That's one thing I learned from the character called Flora anyway. So yeah.
I am so disappointed.
In who, sir?
Mr. Martens.
Mr. Martens?
Yes.
Why? What happened?
I left office very early today, just to go and appreciate this man for the way that God has used him to help this family out of trouble. And I was with this check to give to him as a gift, but I just heard him shouting on top of his voice, and I was curious to know why. I moved close and I saw him shouting on these students. And you know the reason? They were actually inviting him to come to the fellowship. Oh, I'm so disappointed.
I don't understand.
Same here. I find it difficult to reconcile how the same man whom God used to take this family out of hell, telling students to go back to hell. Oh God.
Something is definitely wrong. We need to pray for him.
Pray for who? Mr. Martens? I can't waste my prayer on such a man. He's a hypocrite.
Dad, Hebrews chapter 12 verse 2 says that we should look unto Jesus, because he's the author and finisher of our faith. Man will surely fail, but Jesus is the only perfect example we have. Mr. Martens is going through some things right now, and he needs our help. He's hurting, Dad, and he needs our prayer more than ever before. As Christians, we are not to live a life of condemnation. When a brother falls, it is our duty and responsibility to help him back up in the place of prayers. We need to pray for him, Dad.
When things happen to people that were like even not just people that were role models to you now, when things happen to people around you, rather than judge them, pray about it, because you don't know what they are going through. God that sees everything and knows everything, so just pray about it. Just pray for them rather than try to judge them, because your judging will not even add anything to their lives. You judge them and then you throw the matter off the table, that's all. But when you pray for them, their lives are actually transformed. It's like you've sown a seed that would actually, you know, in your own time, to people that God would actually move people to actually pray for you as well. People easily, you know, when somebody preaches to you, talks about Christ, person reads Bible, it's easy to idolize that person and make the person look like God in your life. But at the end of the day, that person is not God. We are only Christ-like. We're a representation of Christ. We're supposed to mirror Christ and not become idol in people's lives. So we have to get rid of the part where we become, where we say, because he led you to Christ, he cannot backslide. That should not be the reason why he cannot backslide. It should be because he has, like, because he knows about salvation, because he knows that salvation is a gift that he should hold dearly. That's why he shouldn't backslide, not because he led you to Christ and all those things. And that was something that I learned from the scene where Dele's dad was very angry, and he was talking about the fact that he was trying to judge Martens, because Martens is the one that led them to Christ. Martens is the one that brought redemption upon his family and everything. He was an instrument, not the, he was an instrument of God, not God. He was not God himself. Okay, so when people lead you to Christ, when you see people that pray, people that read Bible, another thing is that they are not pastors. The fact that somebody is reading Bible doesn't make a person a pastor. People,
that's no Mr. Martens.
Good afternoon. We're expecting a fellowship today, sir.
On whose command?
But sir, you've not been coming to fellowship, and today is the fellowship revival, sir.
I am your school teacher, I'm not your pastor. If you need a pastor, you go to the church.
I'm not looking well, sir.
I'm very well, thank you.
Are you okay, Mr. Martens?
You must be stupid for that question. Am I okay? No, that means I need to go to the psychiatrist. Because I'm not mentally okay. Is that what you are saying?
No, that's not what we're saying.
Then what are you saying? What are you saying? Make some sense out of your nonsense. What are you saying?
Mr. Martens, this is not you.
Get out of my office.
You're better than this, sir.
What?
With due respect, you're better than this, sir.
Let's go.
No! Today is the fellowship revival. You promised us you would come. You gave us your word.
Then I take it back. I am not coming.
No, we've already printed out the handbills and the poster with your pictures on them. Students are all waiting for you, sir.
I don't care. You all can go to hell.
What?
Sir, what did you just say?
What did you just hear, miss?
No, you didn't just say that, sir.
Who are you to dictate what comes out of my mouth and what doesn't?
We are your students. We are your disciples. You raised us up. You taught us about Christ and his love. But where is the Christ in you, sir?
Young lady, you are crossing your boundary.
How can you tell us to go back to the hell that you pulled us out from?
I've been there. And guess what? I'm back and I'm standing. If you have a problem with me, you take me to your pastor. Report me to your pastor. Report me to the principal. Or better still, report me to God. But for the last time, get out of my office now. Get out.
Mr. Martens can carry the whole world to his chest, as in heavyweight lifter.
But actually, Mr. Martens is a better man now. Like, he's everyone's favorite teacher.
You mean your favorite?
He got the award for the best staff last 2 weeks.
Apparently, those evil spirits that torment his bad moods, they are back again. No?
He is worse now than before. He shouts at students and sends them out of the class. No. That was before. He doesn't do that anymore.
What are you saying? Just yesterday I sneezed and he sent me out of the class.
You deserve to be sent out.
What do you mean?
Like, when you sneezed, the whole class shook. How would the man send you out?
But it was just a normal sneeze.
Normal sneeze. You frightened everyone, Mr. Martens especially. The man almost ran out of the class because of the loudness of your sneeze.
Okay, what we know about a student that was just smiling when he was teaching? He got annoyed and sent his student out of the class.
Why was she smiling?
Please, is it a problem to smile?
Not when class is on.
One of the things I noticed is that when people look up to you and you start to misbehave, you may disrupt the people following you. And it was the scene where there were 3 high school girls that were gisting about the fact that Mr. Martens had changed, and there was one of the girls there in the middle that was seriously trying to make excuses for Martens. And I feel like if Martens had done that for Bagbero, he would not have gone astray. Is it astray or astray? Anyway, he would not have, you know, lose guard and left. It would have not gone out of line, because if he had just made the excuse and understand that this work with Bagbero is a very serious work that he cannot decide to trivialize, and you know, decide to just become, he cannot decide to just put it off because somebody said something. So another thing about authority figures in your life is make excuses for them while they try to explain themselves, and then when they explain themselves and it is not good enough, then that's when you can now decide to pray about the next decision to take. Because spiritual joining, spiritual covering is not something that you trivialize, that you just make a joke out of, that you feel like, he did this thing to me, so I'm leaving him, that kind of thing. So yeah, another thing that I wrote here is the fact that, so at the same time, while you are trying to mirror Christ, you should mirror Christ and not make people see you as Christ. You are not Christ. We're as Christians, we're Christ-like. We're not Christ himself. That's why there's a like in front. We're supposed to be like Christ and not be Christ. So we should not direct people to ourselves, rather direct them to God. And I think that was something that I learned in the part where Martin was trying to make the high school students understand that he's not Christ, that he led them to Christ, so they should follow their work. Although he wasn't being polite about it and he wasn't right about what he was saying at that point in time, but that was something I learned, that we're supposed to be Christ-like. The goal of leading people to Christ, talking about Christ, is not to make yourself look like an idol. That's one thing about, you know, when about preachers and all those things, sometimes people now start to look at them like Christ. That's something I learned from my spiritual father, that when things happen, pray about it. You don't just come directly to a spiritual covering and all those things. When things happen, pray about it. Know that you also have a walk with Christ, not that the other person is the Christ that you know. There's something the spiritual father says, he's not vice trinity. Martens was not vice trinity. So if there was something that they needed to do, something that they were going through, inviting him for fellowship, if he says it's not going, you leave him, you can't. But anyway, I cannot talk about that part because he already agreed to be there. They've printed flyers and all those things. He just had to be there. But at the same time, if you are not at a place where you can share the gospel, keep quiet. Don't go.
So how are you?
I've been hearing rumors, sir.
What rumor?
I heard that you refused to come to the fellowship.
That is true.
But why, sir?
Lily, it's personal.
This is unlike you, sir.
Lily, look, my decision not to come to the fellowship, it's personal, okay? So, I expect you to respect it.
I respect your decision. And more importantly, I respect you, sir.
I have heard you, Lily. Alright? No man is perfect. Today I'm not in the right frame of mind to attend the fellowship because I'm passing through a challenge. If I go there and preach now, it's not going to be good. So I need time for myself. I need time to heal.
Are you hurting, sir?
Like I said, it's personal, Dele.
You can't give what you don't have. So if you're in a place where you don't feel like you have enough to give out, just be quiet and maintain. So that's one thing that I learned from the part where Martens actually did not go and preach. But it's not that I feel like he could have just gone because they've already printed flyers with his name, or at least he would have sent somebody that could represent him, and he didn't have any anyway. So yeah, the next thing that I have here is the fact that teaching is more than a job. See, there's so many people in this life that they've gotten it wrong at some point in time, and maybe they have been corrected, or they still feel okay. I feel like even people that feel dull, most times you find out that it was a teacher in secondary school that said something, and maybe they didn't tell their parents, so their parents couldn't counter it with the word or anything, or maybe their parents didn't even know better, their parents added too. So a teaching job is pivotal, especially at the stage of primary school, kindergarten, high school. I feel like those are the parts where teachers are molded.
Oh, Martens, my son. Baba Bero, I'm so happy to see that you are doing pretty well.
Yeah, but what are you doing here?
I came to see you.
What for exactly?
To spend the night with you. There are a lot of things to talk about, to trash.
Yeah, but can't it wait for another time?
Where am I going to stay? You know it's late already.
Oh God, you should have told me.
Yeah, but I'm here, Martens. I'm here already.
Thank you.
Hello, young lady.
Good afternoon, sir.
What are you doing at this late hour?
Baba Benro, as you can see, she's hurt. That's not the question to ask someone who is obviously in pain.
Young lady, answer my question. What are you doing here at this late hour? Martens, you are a blind watchman.
Please, sir. Please don't drive me away. I have nowhere to go.
She has nowhere to go. Hey, what's your motive, young lady?
What are you talking about, sir?
What are you talking about?
Somebody sent you to this house.
Nobody sent me here, sir.
Baba Benro, how can you be so mean? How can you talk to her like that? What's wrong with you?
This lady was not molested.
I was.
She actually came here to molest you.
It's a lie.
Baba Benro, your words are irritating me. Get out of my house. Get out of my house.
Martens, there's a battle going on right now, and you are in the middle of the battle. I saw a revelation. I saw a very serious revelation. You were trapped in a fire you could not survive. This lady represents the fire, and I'm going to open the door of escape.
Bagbero, I'm here to open the door of your exit. Get out of my house.
This lady is an agent of darkness. What is your agenda, young lady?
I don't have an agenda.
Bagbero, your words are irritating me. Get out of my house. I'm done with you. Get out of my house.
What's your plan?
I don't have a plan.
For God's sake, be reasonable. Be reasonable.
Martens, no sensible lady that will escape sexual assault from a man and go to the house of another man, a man she just met that very day. You have an agenda, young lady.
I don't.
You have an agenda.
I don't.
You have an agenda.
I don't.
We are approaching the stairs, sir.
What's your plan?
I don't have a plan.
What's your plan?
I don't have a plan.
Stop it. Tell me your agenda.
Get your hands up.
Tell me your agenda.
Get up. Get up. Get your hands up.
Tell me your agenda.
Get up. Get up.
Okay. I will go to my friend's house.
The lady is out, sir.
What?
The lady, she's out.
What do you mean she's out? Abort!
I've just pulled you out of fire.
Doesn't even make any sense.
Martens, she has a friend she could go to, but she chooses to come to this place. You just met her today, and she could know how to locate you exactly. Martens.
No, you can't do this. You can't. You can't come to my house and embarrass my guest. This can't happen under my watch.
Open your eyes widely, Mr. Watchman. Some people are watching you. Martens, some people are watching you. Some people are watching you, Martens.
There are so many troubles that we can avoid in the place of discernment. If only Martens was discerning enough to know that Flora was a prostitute that he should have just not listened to, and when she came to his house he should have asked her, how did you know the way to my house? All those things. He didn't ask questions. He was blind at that point. He was making a blind decision. He was walking blindly. He didn't ask her, how did you know my house? He just welcomed her because he saw injury on her head. And when Bagbero came in and tried to make him understand that this is a setup from the devil, he still tried to trivialize it and make spiritual covering look like a joke. He tried to make Bagbero feel it was insulting the man. Like the Baba tried though. If na me for waka comot, I will not even lie safe.
He has given up on us.
No, that is what the devil wants us to think. That's what the devil wants us to believe. And I refuse to believe that, because he is still our son. Mommy, there is a battle going on. He needs us more than ever before. Remember the revelation I told you? That boy was trapped in a room with fire, and I tried to open the door for him, but it was too late. There is a rising fire, and I need to open that door before Martens gets trapped.
And so another thing that I got is the fact that is the part where Babagbero's wife was actually talking to him about Martens. You know, at that point in time, it felt like I was actually like, yes, this is actually what he needs to hear. But at the same time, it also led me to the fact that, see, it is easy for, you know, like being friends or being like a spouse to a pastor, someone's spiritual father. I feel like it's a pivotal position as well, because just imagine, assuming she had told him that, see, because she actually told him that, see, don't go, Martens does not desire, like she was trying to make him see that, see, Martens is the one wrong here, you cannot be going to apologize and all those things. But at the same time, Babagberu still said no, he was going to go. So I feel like the position of being a friend or being close, you know, or partners to authority figures, I feel like it's a pivotal position. What you say matters, but at the same time, discerning is important, because Babagberu still left. At the same time, he said that he felt God was telling him that he should go, and obviously when he went there, he saved Martens. And then the next thing is the fact that, you see, this Flora girl, again, this Flora gets a winch. I don't know how she will bang something on her head so that she will actually be injured. That's the depth that the devil goes to actually destroy a life because of 1 million. Anyways, money, sha. But at the same time, another thing that I saw here was the fact that there's a scripture that says, he who watches over Israel neither sleeps nor slumbers. God was fighting for Martens, even if Martens decided to be stupid about it. God was actually fighting for Martens, because that's why he actually told he actually revealed to Babagberu that he actually needed to be there for Martens, because at that point in time, Martens would have just headed for destruction. He was this close to destruction, and Babagberu just saved him from it.
I swear, I hate you. I love you, Martens.
In the past, when Martens said I hate you, I just knew him like I knew my name. That Babagberu would turn and tell him I love you too. Like I knew it like I knew my name. Anyway, and the part where Babagberu now told Martens that Martens is playing Ludo with the devil, he was like, do you know the Ludo? Do you know Ludo? He was asking like, do you know the game of Ludo? Do you know the game of Ludo? And then Martens said yes. He was like, you're playing Ludo. Martens, you are playing Ludo with the devil. I'm like, how? Why will you ask me if I know it? If that's what you want to tell me? And then another thing is the fact that I felt like slapping Martens throughout that movie, throughout this episode. And yeah, so when Babagberu actually came into Martens' house, I knew that Babagberu that was knocking on that door, because he already said he was on his way. So I was like, how did Babagberu actually enter? Because maybe it's better why he actually doesn't know the face of Babagberu or something. I don't know, sha. But yeah, with that, we've come to this episode ending. And for the next episode, obviously, for my expectations for episode 6, I feel like they cannot get Martens because he has a covering, but then Martens has to be smart about it. That's what I think. I feel like if he's able to retrace his steps and, you know, get back to Babagberu, but obviously he already insulted him and threw him out of his house. So if he can be able to grovel for mercy and ask God for mercy and pray about it and go to Babagberu and beg for mercy and all those things, I feel like they may not be able to get him. I heard from somebody that episode 6 is the last is the final episode. I'm not sure, so I don't know. So yeah, as I was saying, if he's able to retrace his steps and beg Babagberu and all those things, he would actually, you know, he would have a helping hand, because Babagberu will help him, will pray with him, and they'll be able to fight the battle. And remember again, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, and the weapons of our warfare are not carnal but mighty unto the Lord. So we cannot afford to trivialize piece of spiritual warfare. That's like the major lesson, the major lesson of abattoir, like the total summation of lessons. Although there are other lessons under the umbrella of lessons, but the major lessons I get here is the fact that spiritual covering and spiritual warfare cannot be trivialized. It cannot be trivialized. So yeah, with that, we've come to the end of this video. Do let me know if you'd like to see more movie reviews. Give me a name of movies that you want me to review, and I will go and watch it, because I mean, I like to watch movies. That's one of my things that I used to pass time. So yeah, with that, we've come to the end of this video. If you'd like to see more reviews, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you've not subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Jesus loves you and God loves you. Bye.